Hey, I got something for you. I got something for you right here. You want this? Okay. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Fast as lightning. All right, are we live? Are we live? Facebook. I'm just waiting for Facebook to show up here. Come on, Facebook. You can do it. You can do it. You can do it, Facebook. Everybody was kung fu fighting. It was fast as lightning. Okay, I'm trying to make this font bigger on my webpage, but I can't. Okay, forget it. I can't tell if I'm live there. Yeah, well, there I am. Hello. Hello, me on the internet. Okay. All right. So I'm going to do something. And I started this self-portrait, this thing here, last week, and I just don't feel like working on it right now. I feel like doing something, oops, I don't know what. So I've got a little bit of this little paper here. I'm going to work on this directly. Here, let me zoom in. Boop. There we go. Okay. Let's see if I can just work on this directly on. Nah. All right, screw it. Damn it. I thought I could work on this block, but I just know it'd be a bad idea. So I'm just gonna like take this piece off. Oh, maybe I should do a big one. No, I'm gonna do a little one. I'm just gonna do this little one. And I have so many thoughts about art and stuff and things, but when it comes down to it, I just like to do it more than talk about it. I talk to myself all the time. I was just talking to myself. Oh, I got some garlic now. It's in my eyes. Ow. Ah. Ooh. Woo. I was chopping garlic. Or onions. And onions too. That's why it's hurt my eyes. There's onions. Anyhow. So, yeah. It was fast. Hey, Alan Takis. What's up, Alan? Well, let me go to YouTube so I can make sure I know what the hell I'm doing over there. All right, so. Oop. I was chopping garlic. How do I turn that off? There we go. Turn that off. Okay. All right. So what the fuck should I do? What should I do? You know what I'm gonna do? I'm not gonna think. I'm not gonna think at all. I'm just gonna see what happens. I feel like I should have washed my hands after I chopped up all that garlic and onion. Like super sensitive eyes. Oh, you fucking dumbass. Okay. All right. What should I do? Let's just do this. What is that? I don't know. You tell me. What is that? Is it a landscape? Or is it going to... Well, I don't know. Let's start again. Or continue. With a pen. I just grabbed a pen, so I'm going to use a pen. What is this thing? Look at this crazy... Why don't I just draw? I know what I'll do. Doesn't matter. Like, literally, it doesn't matter. Like, who gives a shit? Look at, I like drawing trees. Trees are awesome. There are those dudes who like don't have hands and arms and shit, and they can draw with their teeth and their feet and stuff. But I'm not going to paint you a picture, goddammit. Cheryl tell me what to do all the time. No. No. Ah, fuck balls. Paint you a land seascape. No. 0 chance of that. Jesus Christ. Don't you know, Cheryl, after all this time, as soon as you suggest something, I'm going to do the exact opposite. That's the way it works. I'm stubborn. I'm a stubborn motherfucker. And I love it. I love being stubborn. I love being stubborn. You try drawing with your feet. I'm not going to draw with my damn feet. How about draw with my left hand? Okay, let's do this. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Do, 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 do. Da, 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 da. Everybody was kung fu. Is it a mountain? I'm going to make it awesome no matter what. Here. Let's just draw some random shit. That has paint on it. Everybody was kung fu fighting. The reason why I'm saying that is because I clicked a button, and I think the only song I've ever bought from iTunes was Kung Fu Fighting. I bought it for my son when he was like 2 years old, and we used to sing it together. And so it just came on. Everybody was kung fu fighting. The fast as lightning. Paint a damn desert, Dan. No, I'm not gonna paint a damn desert. No desert. It's gonna be now. It's gonna be like a lush garden. For fuck's sake. Should I do the Garden of Eden? I see yellow. Yellow streaking down like right across here, and then blue sky up here with clouds like this, and then dark green hills. For fuck's sake, where's my green hills? Oh, what are these weird ass trees there? Holy shit, is there orange? What the fuck? No, don't do orange. That fucks it all up. Ah! Okay. All right. Well, now I'm going to sing it like crazy. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Whew. Hey Cheryl, who's that on your Facebook profile? Some dude with a mustache. I can only see a little tiny little icon. Everybody was kung fu fighting. Fast as lightning. Let's just go fucking nuts with this son of a bitch. Ultramarine deep. It was Walt Disney. All right. Fuck. Well, I can only see a tiny little icon. Like, let me show you what I'm talking about. Let me go to my computer. Boop. This is the icon. This is how big it is. It's a tiny Walt Disney. Hello from Spain, Liliana Fernandez Arez. What's up? What's up, Spain? Spain's in the house. We'll make this bigger. Pew. Pew. More. There we go. Okay. My dog bite attack wounds are almost healed up. Okay. Spain. I've never been to Spain. I'd like to go to Spain. Who wouldn't want to go to Spain? Why is these Blue Hills? Don't ask me. I got nothing to do with this. Spain, 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 Spain. I've never been to Spain. Spain. Oh. Fine. It didn't want blue. It's going to be brown. I'm taking that crazy curve. I can't remember if I drew that with my mouth or with my hand. Left hand. I don't know. But let's just look at this crazy fucked up tree here. Question is it going to split? Is it going to divide? What's going to happen? Is it going to divide? I don't know. Oh, yes, it's going to divide, you son of a bitch. Maybe I'll do a thicker branch here. And maybe it's going to go poof, off to the side. What? Oh, no. What are you doing over there? Well, you have never been to Spain. I hear that rain or falls mostly on the Spain banner. It's trying to be funny. Cheryl, god damn it. What was that movie? What's that movie from? My Fair Lady. Is it My Fair Lady? The rain falls mainly on the plains. I think that's what Trading Places was based on. The one with Eddie Murphy and I forget the other guy. Dan Aykroyd? Yeah. There's a painting by Van Gogh, something about Arles, and doesn't he have like a gnarly tree like this? I went to Arles. Oh, I've been to Arles when I was 11 years old. Oh, wait. Hello from Massachusetts. What's up, Massachusetts? The land of the sunny to rainy back to sunny back to rainy to snowy. Is that what it's like in Massachusetts? I didn't know that. Texas. God, I've never been to Texas. I don't usually do commissions, to be honest, Sarah. Mostly because I'm a grumpy son of a bitch. That's why. No, I'm not a fan of commissions, to be honest, because I need to do fucking my own thing. To be honest, that's the real truth of it. Last commission I did, I can show you, and let me show you. Last commission I did. You know what it is? I don't, maybe commissions, but I don't like portrait commissions. Let me show you. I'll tell you why. I did this commission of a good family friend's granddaughter. And because they've been so nice to me in my life, I was happy to do it. Look at this grumpy picture, that son of a bitch. Okay. I just got my website working. So I go by subject. I don't have commissions, but I have portraits. Okay. I think it was the last portrait I did. This girl. Okay. This is the last commission thing I've done, and I'll tell you why I didn't like it. There's a time-lapse video. Ooh, I gotta fix that video. But what happened was, with portraits, you have to make it look like the people. So that means you got to use photographs, and I like to do stuff from my imagination mostly, but I'll use photographs when I need to. So what happened was I went and we did like a photo shoot, did tons of photos, and the picture they liked was one where there was like underlight from a red umbrella coming up from underneath, and she wasn't smiling very much, but that's the photo they chose, and it was for like a surprise anniversary gift or some shit, and I had a time pressure to do it, and what happened was halfway through painting it, they said they want her to smile more. And the problem that is all the photographs. There was only that one with the red underglow. Like if you look here closely, you can see. No, that doesn't make it much bigger. You can see like there's lighting from below, and so I had to erase the mouth like 3 times and just paint it. Like, I had to make it up, and it was very frustrating because I didn't have any real reference. But that was the last commission I did, and it was just it wasn't fun. You know, well, not even fun. It was more like stressful. So that's my long answer. Not grumpy, determined. Yeah. Yeah. However, if it's cash, if it's good money, I'll do it because I could use some cash. Here comes my baby. Hi, baby. Come here. Look how cute you are. This is awesome. Look at this. Hello, baby. Do you want to come up? Oh, do you want to come up? Oh, hello. Hello. Look how cute you are. Smile. You gonna smile? I think I gave you your last treat. I had one lying around here. Oh, you're so fluffy. You're so cute, aren't you? Yes, you are. All right, I should probably do some work. Okay. All right. Okay. Commissions. I would say if someone said to me, for commissions, you could do whatever you want, and they paid good money, so it wasn't like, you know, I value my time pretty highly, I would do it. But I don't really broadcast that. It's hard. I'm not good with money when it comes to art. I'm not a salesman. Just even, I can't tell you how many fucking times someone said something like, how much for the painting? And the first thing I was like, how about you go fuck yourself? That's what I was thinking in my head. How about you go fuck yourself? That's how much it is. Oh boy. That's how much it is. Go fuck yourself. Thank you. I'm looking for a gift for my husband. I appreciate your honest answer. Yeah, no problem. You know what? Oh, it's just makes me go insane. But you can send me a message on Facebook, and then I'll try not to be an idiot. Because here's the thing: when I'm in painting mode, I'm not myself. I'm somebody else. You know, I have to go to this weird space. I'm shockingly normal in real life. But it's like, yeah, I can't explain this. This is the way I've always been. It's like when you're getting into like a painting mode, when you get creative, you have to like just let yourself go, and you know, you just sort of have to be spontaneous. That's all I can say. And also too, I get kind of involved, like when I've done like other commissions, like I feel like I need to know something about them. Like there's one painting I did. Oh, this is a cool story. Here, I'll quickly tell this cool story. I'll show you the painting and I'll tell the story. Okay, this was a while ago. Someone commissioned me to do a painting. View Works. It was another portrait by subject portraits. Okay, I like this story. This is a nice story. Someone commissioned me to do a painting way back when. Oh, is it even here? Come on. Oh, here it is. Okay, here's this painting here. This guy here was going to propose to his girlfriend. So he commissioned me to do this painting. And all there are these references. I don't know if you can see here, but there's a bird here. And there's honey and this type of rose. And they all had very specific meanings. I'm not sure if I'm going to go. Oh, look at that. I even wrote something up here. Holy shit. That must have been another thing. Can I zoom in? How do I zoom in on this? Right up here it says Pag Asalak something. Oh, I remember what it was. Okay, yeah. I'm not going to say because it was a really personal. Oh, you fucker. Come on. It was a really personal thing. But the story about this painting is cool. I think he was living in London, like England, and he went to a art gallery, or museum. It was like, this guy's a real mover and shaker kind of guy, and he had them replace one of their art pieces with this painting, and he brought himself a little carpet, like a little rug, and he said, "Let's go to the art gallery." And it was like not a small art gallery; it was like a major art gallery, and he brought her into the room, and there was this painting on the wall, and he put out the carpet, and he got down his knee, and he proposed to her in front of this painting. That's the cool story of that painting. Boop. So what happened? So it took me. You're an idiot in your own words. Give them my Oh, hey, Cam. Wait, what are you saying, Cam? Wait. I gotta scroll back. Okay. Thank you. Okay. Carolyn said normal. I've never met one person before. Cam said give them my number. What the hell are you talking about, Cam? The fact you're an idiot in your own worlds is what drives me. That's good. Cam, I don't know what you're talking about, bud. I love Cam. Cam's my brother-in-law. Oh, I know. Oh, okay, here's the deal. Cam is helping me out with sales because I'm such a fucking retard when it comes to sales. So who said they wanted it was interested in a commission. I can't scroll down, unfortunately. If you're interested in buying any of my works or commissions and stuff, give Cam a call. He actually posted his phone number on Facebook. That is hilarious. So Sarah, if you scroll up a little bit, see where it says Cam Rolfson? That's my brother-in-law, and he's a super down-to-earth guy. He's awesome, and he takes care of stuff like that. Like, I can't tell you how grateful I am because I'm such a moron that I turn people away because I can't think about it. It hurts my brain. So there you go, Cam Rolfson. He's your man. Oh, hey, hello world on YouTube. Love your paintings. Your dog is precious. I saw her first on D Live. Right on. Yeah, my dog is awesome. Okay, let's get back to business here. Yeah, Cam Rolfson. Wicked guy. And he does it just because he's like such a good guy. He runs a whole fucking company. All right. Can you sort of see like the rural hills? Maybe it's like in Italy. Oh, remember Italy, San Gimignano. When I was 17, I went to art school in Italy. It was I had a bar mitzvah when I was 13, and everyone in my family would got to go to in grade 13 a Europe trip. You had to save up for it, so I saved up since I was 13, and I did art school in Italy for a summer, and we went through a walk through San Gimignano. I lived in a place called Siena, Italy. I actually have a bunch of paintings from Siena that are cool. Hey, Melissa. San Gimignano. So this kind of reminds me of it because it was hot as hell. We were walking. Okay, here's a little tip. Switch up paintbrush. You gotta switch up your paintbrushes. Don't always paint with the same paintbrush. God damn, fucking ring in my ears. I can't tell you how much I enjoy swearing. Swearing means I'm comfortable. And it's like, okay, let's do yellow. That painting by Van Gogh in Arles, man, I gotta remember it. Isn't it like there's fields, like those blue, and he's got the little black, like 2 or 3 black seagulls or crows or something. No, I wonder what painting that is. I can't remember. I can see it in my mind, but it's got the beautiful, thick, like strokes. That guy was a master painter. There's only a couple masters that ever lived, and I think Van Gogh was one, and Tom Thompson was one, and Lucien Freud. Even though I don't like looking at stuff too much, I could see the mastery. That's my goal. My goal is to be a master. That's my goal. To be a master. What's that painting by Van Gogh? That's such an awesome painting. Let's just quickly look at it. Let's try to find it. Okay. Van Gogh Fields is the one that was in my mind. Is it? Wait. No. It's kind of like, somewhat like this one, but there were some little birds in this guy. That was such a beautiful painting. I love Van Gogh stuff, man. That turns me on, like, and I mean, like, it gets me clicked. It gets me excited about life. Oh man, this guy was the shit. Oh yeah, here are the little blackbirds, but this, like, see these little seagull things? This is not the one. That's not the one. Okay, I'm gonna type in Arles, Arles. I just want to see what comes up. Oh man, he's a good painter. Look at those freaking colors and variation, the brushstrokes. It's always unique. See, my problem is I don't like to go out. I like to stay cocooned inside. So, oh, look at that. Is that Gauguin? That's some awesome shit right there. This makes me want to do, like, painting. Salvador Dali, no, I don't like Salvador Dali at all. He's mostly hyped up, superficial crap, to be honest. Sorry, Melissa. No one should ever ask me about art because I have such ridiculously insane opinions that this is one thing my friends said, don't talk about things, don't talk about art because you're so insulting. No, I don't like Salvador Dali, and I formed that opinion when I was very young, maybe about 14, because I recognized the fact it was just about shock value, and I didn't think the painting, his ability was that good. You know, I was never that impressed with it. I thought it was kind of like, it's basically stoner art. That's what I think of Salvador Dali. Van Gogh the Birds, maybe? Salvador Dali. The only surrealist I thought was sort of okay-ish, sorta, what's that guy, Hieronymus Bosch? And it was just mostly because that guy was fucked up. Holy shit. If you ever look at some Hieronymus Bosch stuff, like that triptych he did, oops, sorry, I forgot to do this. If you look at Hieronymus Bosch's triptych of, like, hell, there's some crazy ass shit going on in there. Okay, I'm just on a spazzy swearing. I gotta chill out a bit. Hieronymus Bosch, he's okay. Who else? Magritte, a little bit. He's too static for me. Just because I like it doesn't mean you have to. I love your notice. Yeah, I can't, like, yeah, I know I could be a little bit free with you, Melissa, because I know you've been sort of following me for a while, and you know I'm not going to, like, when I say shit, I'm not, like, attacking anybody, but yeah. This is coming off too intense. I should be mixing these colors. Okay. Okay, so here's a ridiculous thought. I only read about the theory of thirds a couple of days ago. I've known intuitively about this thing for my entire life, but I just read, actually. I was like, maybe I should figure out what the hell the theory of thirds is. If you don't know what the theory of thirds is, that apparently we find when you break up a visual picture into thirds, it's more aesthetically pleasing. For example, this thing vertically, look, in fact, I did this without even thinking. Look at this. Oh, holy fuck, I did it with the, okay. When you break up an artwork into lines by splitting the picture into two lines of equal spacing, here and here, and then here and here. Okay, those are thirds. One that's a third, that's a third, that's a third, 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 third. So what you do is you put your focal points along those lines. This tree is almost exactly on a third, and my horizon is on a third. And I've been doing this my whole life, intuitively feeling like that felt better. I'm gonna go back and analyze old paintings, but this kind of blows me away a bit. That I was like thinking, you know what, I should probably look that up. And then I read about it, and I watched a video on it. I was like, wow, it's very true. I think it was about photography and composition. I can't remember why I was doing that. And this is just like a couple days ago. So, okay. So what I'm kind of feeling is I want to make more sense of depth. So, and I kind of fucked this up a bit. Because I always liked it when there's like light in the distance, like light is hitting hills in the distance, and usually darker is better in the front. And should I steal from some Van Gogh right now? Should I make these like those fields? I'm talking aloud here. I don't actually want anyone to answer. And look at these trees. Should I make these trees coming up? And what is this? Is this like a red sky? What's important is a horizon line. Let me think. Oh, Cheryl. Nope. Don't say anything. Yeah, Carol, that's exactly. I never felt I fucked up. This is like one of the only areas in my life I'm supremely confident about, and I really don't care about any criticism whatsoever. Anyone could say whatever they want, and I don't give a shit because I feel I know a bit more. I know better. I'm totally confident when it comes to doing this. Like, it's ridiculous. Like, I just feel it. It's like, it's kind of like breathing. It's like, you know how to breathe. I feel like I can just do this, so I don't worry about ever fucking up. I like to say it because it's kind of like it's just flowing out of my head and flowing and it's coming out. I don't mean it literally like it's going to stop me. It's just going to... You know what it is? Right in this moment, it's about possibilities. This is all about possibilities. I think that's such a cool thought. Oh, man. It's like so many things, so many ways I could take this. So many things could happen. I could make like dark rain in the background. That could be really interesting. Or I could keep it bright skies with clouds. Hey, Joe, from seeing your finished works, I can believe you. I don't know which part you mean, but there's always a delay here. I'm looking at YouTube, Facebook, and DLive. So I think I got them up on my screen. Yeah, you can sort of see people's comments. Okay, so where could this go? I have to worry about fucking up, but that's because that's right. You're a tattoo artist. That's cool. I think I would be a terrible tattoo artist. In that you need to be able to be very good to reproduce. Actually, no, that's not true. I've got a friend. She used to work for me. Her name is Shane Song, and she has a very distinctive style. And she started doing tattoo art exactly in her style. And I thought, you know what? That makes sense, right? So she started doing tattooing. Is that how you call it? Tattooing? No regrets. Okay, I'm kind of feeling like, what is this thing over here? What can I do? I can also make my own little marks. That's what I like. I like making my own little marks that don't make sense. Like, why is her hand doing this? Let's just watch. Let's watch what happens. Where's it going? Why is it doing this? And it threw it away. It's just a weird experience sometimes. I'm not even doing this. Somebody else. I get possessed, sort of. In a good way. Okay, I don't know why I want to do this, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to create some crazy ass heavy lines. Never don't give up. That's double negative. So you want me to give up? That means you want me to give up always. Look at this. I'm doing these lines, and I can tell you exactly what drawing I'm thinking. Okay, I'm doing this. Fuck it. Watch this. This is because when I was about my 20s, I did some drawings. Look at this shit. How do you get to my website? I remember this one. This is the fistful of flowers that I did as a gift to my dad. Because my dad and I used to always never got along until recently. Okay, collections, old. I think it's drawing. No. Dark psyche. No. Symbols have meaning. Drawing subconscious. I think that's what it is. Nope. No. What is it called? It's wow. Wait, collections, old, not dark psyche, moments in a dream, symbols have meaning. Maybe symbols have meaning. Okay, it's around here. There it is. See this color here? This is exactly, bam, the color I'm working on right here. And look at those lines. Boom. Wait, how do I show you? These lines right here, same things. These are like these Van Gogh irises. This is a cool story. I never showed anybody. I did so much stuff I never showed anybody. It's 91 when I was 21. I always never got along with my dad, and this was like a peace offering that I was giving to him. So he's like this ogre kind of guy who was also kind of vulnerable, sort of, but also like an ogre. So that was my dad. And this is my hand giving these flowers. And I never showed anybody this shit. What a weird fucker I was. And oh yeah, also part of this collection is some other things like this one. See, look at those lines, those red lines going across. I literally remember doing this, thinking, look, this tree here, see, look at the little bend here? That's that Van Gogh bendy tree that I did. And look, here it is right here. I'll find that tree somewhere that Van Gogh did. I'll figure it out one day. Okay. I'm picking up a California vibe in the hills, dry shrubs at the base of the valley, trees here and there. Could be. I like to make it up as I go, man. I like to just see what comes out. Okay, I'm just fixing my chat windows here. Okay. California. I was made in California. I thought I was made in San Diego until I asked my dad recently. He says, nope, you were made somewhere along the coast of California. Somewhere, I think he said near Orange County or something. My dad is a psychiatrist, and he went and did like a specialist with my mom, obviously before I was born, on the west coast of California. I don't remember how long, but so I got a little bit of California in me somehow. My brother lives out there, so I got family in California. What's it gonna be? You know what I wish? I wish I could take this painting and have 10 of them, and I could take them and do my own thing with each of them. That's what I really wish I could do right now. I want to just... because there's so many cool things I could do. One lifeline, one universe. I make it messy, right, and flowy, and create another one. I get really tight and insane little details, crazy little things, and another one. It's what's in another one? Oh, I bring black in here somehow. I don't know how. And another one, I make it really dark, like rain here, and isn't that crazy? Like this is This is like, this is what life's about right here, is that moment of creation. It's like giving birth. You're giving birth to something. You know what we're doing? Whoever, whatever we are, we're snapping reality from all the possibilities, of all the quantum infinite possibilities, which probably, I think, is the nature of the universe, is that our consciousness is snapping one shot of reality. And that's what we are experiencing at this moment. Not just doing this arty-farty bullshit, but I mean in general. So where's that white? Just got some more white. Here it is. Okay. Yeah, because it kind of bugs me that I have to choose. I have to choose. I don't want to choose. I want to have all these possibilities. You know? I get high. Like I get some sort of I'm not sure if it's endorphin. I get an endorphin rush from doing this sometimes, and I kind of crave it. Part of the sounding like an insane person is part of this like a endorphin rush I get, and it's a pain and pleasure thing, to be honest. Yeah. Woo. Prussian blue. Let's see what Prussian does. God damn. Fucking ringing in the brain skull. That's not fun. Ooh, look at that. Flow. Just let it flow and see what happens. I was just thinking about like I got rejected from the Canadian Society of Painters. I was thinking some of their feedback was so fucking funny. It's like, well, you just gotta keep on practicing. You need to work on your comp. I was like, that's what I was thinking. I don't need to join your fucking stupid society. Oh, I'm starting to ramble and be a bit of an idiot, aren't I? Okay, what should I do? What can it be? What can I go? All right, so this thing here should be dark. Why am I'm feeling some sort of weird peach color. What the hell? Maybe like a light brown or something. Let's just make what does this color look like? It's too close to this. I think I want more of a duller brown. These are all too bright. I think I need to dull things out with gray, believe it or not. Okay, we got some crazy noise in my brain, and I'm fighting it off right now. Oh. Okay. Okay, let's try gray. This dog bite thing was a really kind of a weird experience. There's a neighbor who has a half German Shepherd, half Rottweiler, and I happen to love German Shepherds and Rottweilers. I've always loved German Shepherds because one of my best friends growing up had a German Shepherd, Matisse. Matisse was her name because he was half, well, his dad was French. So, of course, he named his, oh, you son of a bitch, dog Matisse. And I love Rottweilers, and I learned to love them because there's a Rottweiler at my dog park who is fucking awesome. And she's such a hilarious, like, suck of a dog. Whenever she comes running up to me, and when I scratch her ass, which she loves, she starts growling in the most terrifying way. And you would think that she's going to kill somebody, but that's just how she expresses pleasure. She is like, "Arr, arr, arr, arr." And people are looking around like, oh, fuck, what's happening? And the dog is just happy. And there's something about like how gentle she is in comparison to how scary she looks and sounds that I kind of like. Anyhow, so this was, God, look, I keep on fucking this up. I know I'm not an idiot. I know I like to say that. It makes me feel good to self-deprecate sometimes. You know what I mean? Okay. What was I just saying? Oh yeah, so she came over. This is outside my house. And I talk to people who walk by all the time. I get all kinds of lunatics who walk by because I have like live right by the projects, and there's all kinds of like interesting and fucked up people walk by. But anyhow, so she was walking by with her half Rottweiler, half German Shepherd, kind of puppy. It was pretty young. And we were chatting a little bit, and we thought, well, why don't you bring the dog in and see how she and Nugget get along? And her dog wasn't fixed yet. So there's a little bit of concern how an unfixed female would interact with an older female. Because anyhow, and what happened is Nugget can get very protective. Like for a golden retriever, like she can get scary if you try to take some of her stuff. And so she has this one, I can't say the word chew toy because she'll go crazy. If another dog gets near her, she like with her chew toy, she'll like, "Rrr." Anyhow, that's what happened because the other dog was walking near her chew toy. So Nugget was like, "Rrr," and the other dog freaked out and they got into a crazy scrap. And I tried pulling Nugget away because the other dog was definitely more aggressive. And in a half a second, it kind of clipped me. And I got this cut that went, or bite that went all along across here. And it was kind of scary, in fact, how fragile our skin is. Like how, it barely even nicked me. So I kind of like got a newfound respect for dogs. And like, when they have those police dogs and they sick them on someone. That is like a fully trained dog that's been encouraged to know how to bite and stuff. And so it was, it didn't even hurt that much, actually. I didn't even realize I was cut and bleeding until a little bit, after a few seconds or whatever. But yeah, don't screw with dogs, especially the ones that are trained, because yeah. So I'm doing my talking thing because right now my tinnitus is quite loud. It snuck up on me. I wasn't really prepared for this. So I'm gonna just try to just fight through it, sort of, and just see where this thing goes. What are these trees? I see. When I say stuff about that to myself, it causes a negative energy vibe in the astronaut, but everyone is different. So understand and love that name, Nugget. Yeah, Nugget's awesome. Yeah, it's a good name. My other dog was named Donut. My son named both of our dogs Donut. Was awesome. Fuck Donut. I love Donut so much. But she died suddenly, got poisoned. Died in my arms. That was terrifying. She was shaking, violently shaking. Oh, fuck, that was a horrible day. Oh my God, that was the day of my son's birthday. No, it was the day before my son's birthday. The night before his birthday. And she died an hour before his birthday party. You know, all of him and his friends were having a Nerf war at the school, and the emergency vet called me and said, "Listen, Donut just died. Do you want to come down and say goodbye?" So my son and I drove to the vet hospital, and then we said goodbye and came back, and he did a eulogy with him and his little friends with their Nerf guns. He gave a eulogy to Donut. He was stronger than I was. I was like bawling my eyes out afterwards. Fuck balls. So now I got like fucking security cams everywhere. Anyone coming close to like 50 feet of my house is like an HDF one. 2 different like fucking video systems. Made me paranoid. Cops came by one time, and they were said there was a car accident, and they were saying, "Did I catch it on video?" And I think they were just probably checking out why I had so many goddamn security cameras. Told them why, and then they were like, "Oh, okay." They didn't seem that concerned about getting video after I told them like what happened and why I have them. That was kind of weird. I always forget to record. these videos. Average time of interface. I think I'm gonna take a break and then come back to this thing. I'm starting not to feel great. It happens. I think this onset of this stuff is happening faster these days. Yeah, I'm gonna take a little break here and come back and see what I can do. I don't think I've been painting for that long, but it just how long does it say here? Oh, 56 minutes. All right. Let me just try to get through this just a little bit. Put some pink in here, even though I don't like pink. I don't know why. I just think pink is an ugly color. Except when it's on flowers. Pink on flowers is nice. I could do... What is this color? Could do that. Do I want to do that? What if I took a pencil and mixed it together? Let's take a little bit of gouache on a pencil and let's just put it over here and make some hills. Let's make some hills going this way. Do I want to? Gotta figure out what I'm gonna do with these things. You know what's interesting is I like looking at the screen. Isn't that weird? What I do is I look at my screen and I look, how do I show you? Where's my cursor? I like looking up here because the composition is flatter than it is when I'm looking down. Huh, that is interesting. Like, why would I look at the screen when I have the real thing here? Oh, maybe, you know what it is? It's more comfortable. That's probably what it is. With my head up, this feels comfortable. Huh. Okay, I think I got through that. I just had to... I almost quit right there. I almost quit because of this fucking ringing. Yeah, I can see the composition so much better up there. It's nice and flat. Otherwise, I'd have to do this. Oh, that feels better. If I turn it like this, I can see things. Here is kind of like... What are you gonna be? What are you gonna be? You still haven't told me what you're gonna be and why. I do like these lines coming out here, coming this way. So why don't we just create them with blue or a dark gray? Yeah, let's just do like not a happy color, just like a. And this one doesn't make sense to be up here like this. Or do I paint over them? I wonder. Okay, well, they started there, so they're going to continue. Let's just do it like this. Oops. Someone contacted me recently and told me her grandfather was friends with Tom Thompson. Isn't that cool? And our grandparents probably knew each other because my grandparents, when they were alive, used to live up near Algonquin Park. And what else did we have? There were some other really cool things. Something about, like, I've been to Tom Thompson's campsite, the one on Canoe Lake, a couple times. And what was it? I think it was like her grandfather had built it with him, or there was something like that. I have to go back in my chats to see what he said. I gotta tell my dad that because my dad was big into tripping, not drugs. I mean canoe tripping. But isn't that cool? Friends with buddies with Tom Thompson, and yeah. I'm not sure if I like this one going off this way. Do I like this one coming off here? Yeah, well, why not? Let's just bring it down. Let's bring it to life. You are now born. Somewhere and some reason you are now created. When it comes to game development, you probably don't know this, but I've been a professional game developer for 25 years. And one of my favorite things in doing game development is called level design or world building. I did it for about 6 or 7 years on a number of games. And what's cool about it is you create the world. Like, you take art assets and programming scripts that other people have created, and you build the world. And it's kind of like this. It's fun. You create things out of nothing, and you create gameplay experiences. And if I was to go back and do like individual hands-on game development, I would either do game design or game level world building. A lot of my career was based on running the companies or running the teams, running the projects. I'm actually pretty good leader. That's sort of my forte, is running the whole thing. But it can get kind of uncreative. The higher up you go, the less creative you be, because you got to be managing bullshit. Lake Tahoe, just tuning in. Looks great so far. No, I just made it up, Kim. This doesn't exist anywhere other than here. Lake Tahoe. Is that near Lake Powell? I spent a couple weeks in Lake Powell once, and that was a cool experience. I got a crazy story about Lake Powell. Probably one of the craziest things I ever did was on Lake Powell. I'm not going to tell it if it's not near Lake Tahoe, because that sort of just doesn't make sense. Okay. And in fact, I found a video of someone else doing almost exactly this same crazy fucking thing I did in Lake Powell. Almost identical. I could have died so easily. It was one of the stupidest things I've ever done. and most exciting things ever done. And I used to be a kind of a, I wouldn't say daredevil, but a risk taker, a little bit into adrenaline. And then I changed completely. Now I'm super like, I used to actually love being up high and looking heights. And now I hate heights. It's the weirdest thing. It's like, I wonder if it's like my hormones changed when I became middle-aged. Like something completely changed in me where I'm like, I don't like to go on roller coasters. I don't like to do anything scary. When in fact, I used to seek it out. I used to push myself to do crazy shit. Like we used to do really dumb things, kind of like Jackass level stupid, like the movie. Maybe it's a male young thing with all the testosterone flowing through your body when you're in your 20s. You're just probably predisposed to like get that pleasure response. That's probably all it was. It's crazy how much we're driven by our limbic system. You know what I mean? What I mean by our flight, fright, neurological components. Like we sort of have two types of decision-making processes. One is that primordial alligator reptile brain, amygdala, hippocampus, that kind of thing. And then there's our thinking cortex, which is how we make our rational decisions and plan to think things through. And it's crazy to think that I heard a really interesting thought about this. I can't remember when, it was like a YouTube talk about it, but the presupposition is that our cortex is constantly trying to satisfy our limbic system. And that's kind of a crazy thought when you think about it. It means like we're driven by our basic, that our limbic, our cortex, okay, it looks like we're having networking issues. I just saw some spikes in my, that's just my CPU spiking. It's a really old computer I have. This is very old Mac. Easily over a decade. Surprised it's hanging up this long. Anyhow, oh yeah, it was just a cool talk about how we're motivated and how we make decisions. Boy, you sound really smart. That was my I love neurochemistry, neurophysiology. That's in fact my favorite. Like that's what I studied at university. And I thought I had one of my favorite books was about the physiology of the human brain. It was cool stuff because a lot of how we learned about how the brain function was through like injuries, right? So that theory is very simple. You have a normal functioning brain and there's an injury to a specific area, then you can see where the deficit was. So suddenly someone can't say certain words, you know that you've hit like, what is that? What's the area? The Broca's area, which is helps you with your language, which is a little area just on the left side of your head above your ear. And it's called Broca's aphasia. And if you get an injury like that, you know, you can't, you know, there are all kinds of weird stuff that happens. Like there's examples of like someone who was technically blind, but could still catch a ball. And it had to do with like, you know, a certain brain injury to part of like, I can't remember what it was like the crossing over the corpus callosum with the, you know, your eyes cross over. Is that kind of, isn't that freaky? Your eyes, think of your eyeballs here and they've got an optic nerve. They actually cross over and go to the other hemispheres of your brain. Like, why the hell would you do that? Isn't that interesting? So you could actually have there's an injury where the corpus callosum is the main connecting pathway, let's call it, between your hemispheres. And your hemispheres actually have some speciality. Like some classic things, like creative thinking versus logic thinking, that kind of thing. But specifically on your left hemisphere, right around your ear is an area that's focused on language, comprehension, and expression. Isn't that cool? So someone had a corpus callosum severance, their hemispheres are operating independently. And that's what happens when they could. So if they were closing one eye, here's a crazy thing. Your left eye goes to your right hemisphere, okay? And in order to communicate information, it has to go across your corpus callosum and go to your left side of your brain to the Broca's area, and that way you can say what you see, okay? If you have a cut in the corpus callosum, the image goes to your brain on the right-hand side, but you can't say what you see because it hasn't transferred over to the language part. But so the hemispheres can still operate somewhat, pretty much independently to some degree too, which is very cool. There's elastoplasticity where it can learn to be independent. That's cool. That is so cool. And here's a cool fact: dolphins, their hemispheres are largely independent, and to my understanding, and this is just a cool thing. I think I'm taking a break now. I'm just rambling. I'm just thinking about this stuff here. This is a cool thing. The reason why they have two hemispheres independent is that one would sleep and one's awake so that they don't drown. Because if they stop moving, they can drown. Yeah, What the Bleep. I love that movie. I got that years ago. Yeah, What the Bleep was neat. And what's cool about What the Bleep, I think I have the DVD. And there was, if you bought the DVD, there was a extra bonus section at the back where they make all these like radical claims in What the Bleep consciousness and quantum understanding. At the very end, they get the people who came up with the theories to talk about those things. So they might just spew off some fact. Oh, that's the one with the French Canadian actress, right? That's right. There's something about basketball, and there's a kid. I mean, I haven't looked at it in years, but I did watch it a couple of times. I love that. Like, for example, probably my favorite book of all time was that Stephen Hawking book, A Brief History of Time. That one took me about I read that multiple times and still don't fully understand it, the flipping, but I love that stuff. I also learned that Stephen Hawking was actually kind of a bit of an arrogant prick. Just because he was in a wheelchair and he had MLS or whatever it was, we kind of are so forgiving of people like that, but he was kind of like an arrogant prick, actually. Like when you're reading some of his writings, you're like, this guy's kind of like a bit of a dick. He's no like saint or anything. I thought that was kind of cool. There was a real person behind it. It wasn't just some fictionalized idea, idealized idea of someone who's like super smart. Yeah, What the Bleep was cool. Flatlanders was another one. I can tell you, I independently I had my own self-discovery about understanding higher dimensions when I was very, very young. I remember this and feeling so proud of myself. Here's what I came up with that is pretty much common knowledge. And I was thinking about, how do we understand higher dimensions? Okay? How can we visualize this thing? And we can't. Okay? So we don't have the physiology to immediately understand a fifth dimension. But here we can understand through metaphors. And that's kind of like when I was doing this painting over here, the allegory of the cave by Socrates. Like, it's understanding a different dimension, different perspective. I was very proud of myself. And then I read it again. I think it was the Brief History of Time. I was like, what? That's exactly what I was thinking. So here's what it was. If we were two-dimensional creatures and we experienced things on a line, and a three-dimensional creature, which would be like an orange, right? The two-dimensional creature, if the three-dimensional creature was going to go through the two-dimensional world, the two-dimensional creatures would see the orange as a dot, then a line that gets bigger as it passes through, right? And then gets smaller and disappears. So all the two-dimensional creature would see this dot and line get wider and then get closer. But there's another dimension here that it couldn't perceive. So that's what we have to think about if we're going to perceive higher dimensions, which is that what we're going to experience here is not the actual final representation. And there's something about this shape called a tesseract, and it has 64 sides or something. But if this strange geometry pass through our experience, we might experience it. For example, let's just say we take a strange shape like my hand coming into these dimensions. It would appear as multiple points, lines that come into one line, right? Then become thicker and then disappear. So if we were to experience something on a higher dimensional being, it might come across as all these different points. And that might be, I think that has something to do with black holes and singularities. And maybe that's just one point of the infinite points, and that's just another dimension coming through. And that's all. We have to accept the fact that we cannot understand it. And there you go. And I remember that being like a very profound self-discovery that I did very, very young. I'm talking below the age of 10. I want to say 7 or 8. And I could visualize this thing and thinking, wow, that is so cool. How do I tell anybody this thing? And it wasn't until many, many years later, that I think like it was perfectly described in Flatlanders. Is that the name of the movie? Like little, and I don't know why I'm rambling now. I'm going to show you Flatland. I think it's Flatlanders. I love this is one of my favorite subjects, by the way. Flatlanders. Is this the movie? I have the DVD. No, Flatlanders. What's it called? Not Flatlanders. Flatland. Yeah, Flatland. I think this is it. Based on Edwin's book, This is an animated film about geometric characters living in a two-dimensional world. Yeah, this is the one. Yeah, so Flatland is the movie. And basically the whole movie is around that concept. Understanding higher dimensions visually. And look, this guy gave it a 1 star out of 10. Misrepresents original idea and boring as hell. Yeah, to be honest, it is a little bit long and not unnecessary. We just finished watching the Ellinger version and jumped to the titles to see who had made this awful adaptation. As someone with a passing knowledge of the original novel, some training in maths, and a solid background in cognitive science, I assure you that there were few, if any, things that got this movie right. Well, I'm going to have to reiterate them. You know. It's impossible for a 2D organism with 1D retina to suddenly see in 3D. He would consider whatever. Okay, well, he's basically telling the same kind of thing. Bird's eye view. I don't know who this person is. Anyhow, Cheryl said, "Have you seen the movie? Okay, interesting. I think it's great that someone in his condition has a huge ego. Good for him. Well, he's dead now. I don't know. I think he was overblown to some degree." I think it's okay to appreciate people. I did like about the fact that people did sort of respect him while he's still alive, and there needs to be more reverence for people who are outstanding that are still alive, and less for celebrities, athletes. Celebrities and athletes, we should fucking I hurts my brain to watch anything with celebrities and athletes. Really physically hurts my brain. But intellectuals, I definitely appreciate. Here's a cool thing. Seems I saw a Fifth Dimension a few days ago. In Japan, this is what I like about. I have a love-hate relationship with Japan, and one of the things that I love about their culture is they honor living people that aren't necessarily traditional, or not traditional. They aren't shallow. In addition to celebrating shallow famous people such as athletes and, like I'm talking about, and celebrities and shit, they also celebrate living people that have mastered skills, have a high competence in things like woodworking, traditional crafts, science, they actually honor, and I think they're called living legends. And I like this idea because in our culture, I'm just so sick of hearing about like celebrities and movie stars. It just makes me want to projectile vomit. You know what I mean? And what I like about what they do is they put people that are alive who've dedicated themselves to master something on a similar pedestal, and those are the right people that we should like respect. And I really like the fact how they honor and respect older people. You know what I mean? Because when you think about it, they've been around. Old people have been around for a while, and they have a hell of a lot more experience than people who are younger. And if you have the wisdom to recognize that, I think that's a good thing. It's a good thing to recognize people who have been around for a while, because they've survived a lot of stuff. Like a lot of people who are older have gone through experiences that you could benefit from if we would just not be so arrogant to assume that we know better. I used to love talking to old people when I was young. I'd ask them like real questions. My grandmother specifically, because my mom's parents were both killed in a car accident when I was like, I don't know how old I was. I can't remember. Yeah, my teens, I think, 15 or 16, 17, I can't remember. My grandmother, who was my only surviving grandparent, we got to know each other really well, and I loved asking her the deep questions, and she was not shy about answering them. So She gave me some really good things to ponder. And she had a tough life, man. She came from nothing, and she, her husband was at World War II, was away during the war, so she raised her dad, my aunt by herself. Just struggling to get by, and like when her second husband died, and this was in like late 60s. She decided to travel to India by herself, which back then was like a rare thing for a single woman to be traveling India by herself. But she did it. She said, screw this, I'm out of here. She went and traveled India by herself, if I recall correctly. All these thoughts and memories, I always have to go back and verify. I have to call my parents and say, did this really happen? Is this really true? So once in a while, I'll screw it up. Here's something I screwed up. I thought for sure I was part Dutch. But turns out I'm part Danish, not Dutch. and it's not something I've ever explored. So, and like about a month ago, I was like, or whenever it was, I thought I'd go and like, let me learn something about the Dutch. I don't know anything about the Dutch. And I learned about the history, and I was like, oh, interesting. And then later I found out, I was like, oh shit, I'm part Danish. I'm like, I know nothing about the Danish. And I really like the Danish. And actually someone recently made a comment that they have this word that means like cozy. And it's like one of the top things, with Canadians apologizing, hockey, maple syrup, all these stereotypical things. But one of the things about the Danish is they like this word. It's like Uggs or Ugsy or something. And I'm just going to look it up here. I like to learn these things and remember them. So Danish comfy. Let me just type in that, see what it says for Danish comfy. There it is, haggy. There was the word. Here it is. I just saw it. So, where is it? Hygge. The Danish obsession with getting cozy. And this is something I didn't know. I've never been to, Christ, is it Amsterdam? What the fuck is the country for Danish? Yeah, the Oxford Dictionary's blah, 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 word of the year shortlist was heavy on neologisms, blah, 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 blah. Among the finalists, though, there was one bit of solace. Haggy, a Danish term defined as a quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality that engenders a feeling of contentment and well-being. Oh, hygge. The word is said to have no direct translation in English, though cozy comes close. It derives from a 16th century Norwegian term, hygge, meaning to comfort or to console. And when you think about like Danish, don't you think about them in those like big thick sweaters that are all comfortable by a fire or something? Okay, Cheryl said, I remember asking an old woman on a bus in Japan about her book, and she showed me how you need it and gave me a lesson in how they read it. Interesting. Yeah, I learned a lot of stuff living in Japan. Such a cool country. All right. I'm totally just rambling right now. What if I click Haggy? What comes up? Lexico.com. Oh, well, let's hear it.
Hygge.
Hygge.
Hygge. Hygge.
Hygge.
Hygge. Hygge.
Norway. I'm such a goof. Danes are from Norway.
Hygge.
Hygge. Interesting.
Hygge. Hygge. Hygge.
Hygge. A quality of coziness and comfortable conviviality. Well, now I have to look up conviviality. I think I understand what it means, but let's just look it up. What is conviviality? Enjoying good company, sociable. Isn't that interesting? Well, let's wonder if I can do that thing where I can play it so I can hear it. Conviviality. I think that's how you pronounce it. Is there a button? Here we go. Convivial. Conviviality. Convivial. That's very convivial of you. Fond of feasting, drinking, and merry. Okay, so it's kind of like a happy social thing, friendly and agreeable. A convivial atmosphere. A convivial atmosphere. I actually liked learning new words. I got that from my mother. She used to read the dictionary when she was a kid. And I started doing that too. Convivial. Man, I wish I had the internet when I was young. My learning would have been accelerated. Okay.
Conviviality.
Conviviality. There's a great deal of conviviality in this room. Now get off my lawn.
Convivially.
Convivially. Holy shit. Convivially. How would you use it in a sentence? That person responded to me convivially. That's a tongue twister.
Convivially.
Interesting. Okay. I think this rambling nonsense has to stop. I think I'm just going to just take a break from this. And then figure something out later. God, I don't feel like it did very much. It doesn't look like much at all, does it? All right. Well, maybe that's just all that was meant to be. I'm going to take a break just after 2 o'clock on Tuesday, June 25th. And maybe I'll come back later and do some more. We'll see how it goes. Anyhow, take it easy. Ciao.